everyone. Okay, in this video, we're gonna talking about simple present with the verb to be. I know that I already teach about this topic, but this is for the 7th grade. And I hope that everybody can understand when I was explaining or when I am explaining about this excellent topic. Please pay attention because in this topic I'm gonna show you the three ways or the three forms that we have to use the verb to be. And also I shared some vocabulary for different situations. For example, there are vocabulary for a classroom object. There are vocabulary for adjectives, preposition of place. There are vocabulary of place of the city, and all this vocabulary is to support this topic. That is because in some situation we can use this vocabulary to use the simple present with the verb to be. Please pay attention and go ahead. As I told you before, I'm gonna show you the three ways or the three forms that we have to use the simple present with the verb to be. In this slide, as you can see, we have two ones of this one, and also we have the structure that we are going to use for simple present with the verb to be. In the first column, we have the pronouns that you have always to use these pronouns because in English it's not the same in Spanish. En la primera presentación, en la primera página, ustedes pueden observar la estructura del verbo to be y en la primera columna tenemos los pronombres o subjects en English, los cuales son I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and you. Tenemos yo, tú, él, ella, él para usar con animales y cosas, nosotros, ellos y ustedes. Tenemos la estructura de la forma afirmativa y de la negativa. Es tan fácil de usarla. Tenemos la forma corta y tenemos la forma larga, que es la corta es cuando utilizamos contracciones y la larga es cuando usamos la forma normal. Por ejemplo, tenemos la estructura que va el pronombre y el verbo to be, que es I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, they are, and you are. Pueden observar que hay tres formas de conjugación del verbo to be, los cuales son am, are, and is. Am, are, is son las tres formas de conjugar el verbo to be. Utilizamos am para la primera persona cuando decimos yo soy. Utilizamos are para la segunda persona y para el plural de los verbos. Perdón. En este caso tenemos you are, they are, we are. Y tenemos is que utilizamos para la tercera persona, que es he is, she is, and it is. En la segunda columna tenemos la estructura de la forma afirmativa y en la otra tenemos la forma negativa, que a la forma negativa solo le agregamos not para que sea negativo. Así que espero puedan entender. Please pay attention. Sometimes I'm going to explain in English because I know that there are many people that can see or can watch this video and they have to improve their knowledge speaking in English. That's why I'm gonna combine Spanish and English at the same time. Please pay attention. If you have questions, you have to let me know in the when you have questions. You can write a comment in the video. Please go ahead. Continuamos. En esta página tenemos la forma interrogativa de del verbo to be y podemos observar que comenzamos con el verbo to be en la estructura, después va el sujeto, que es lo contrario en la forma afirmativa y negativa. En la forma afirmativa y negativa primero va el sujeto o el pronombre y después va el verbo. En la forma interrogativa es al contrario. Primero va el verbo y después va el pronombre personal. Y al final va el question mark, que es el signo de interrogación. Pueden observar am I, are you, is he, is she, is it, are we, are you, and are they. El vocabulario que le asigno al final casi es para que podamos complementar las oraciones. Por eso la estructura del verbo to be es un poco más fácil porque ustedes solo lo complementan con una parte del vocabulario. Go ahead. As I told you before, in this presentation, I add some vocabularies. In this case, we have the vocabulary for the classroom objects. Tenemos el vocabulario para los objetos de la aula de clases. As you can see in this slide, we have the most basic vocabulary that we can use in the classroom. For example, we have the table, we have a chair, we have a desk, board, window, door, we have a cupboard, we have a bookcase, a school bag, pencil case, book, notebook, pencil, eraser, sharpener, ruler, paper, crayons, scissors. And the other ones is, I can see. Okay, you have this vocabulary that you can use to complement the verb to be. Why? Because if you want to talk about a verb to be, you can say it is a table, they are two pencils, they are a sharpening. That's why I told you that you can use the verb to be with this kind of objects or this kind of vocabulary. Podemos usar el vocabulario para complementar una oración del verbo to be. Por ejemplo, podemos decir, estos son dos lápices. In English, it would be, they are two pencils. That's why we have to use this vocabulary using the simple present with the verb to be. Let's continue. As I told you before, also I have some parts of the house that you can use also with the verb to be. También tenemos las partes de la casa que igual podemos utilizarlo como complemento para usar el verbo to be. Por ejemplo, podemos decir hay una casa, en la casa hay un baño, una sala, una cocina, un comedor, un garaje, el patio, el techo. All of these things you can use with the verb to be because it is important to know about what are you talking about. That's why I include this vocabulary to use with a simple present with the verb to be. Please, you have to learn something about this vocabulary and it's going to support you to complement the sentences of the verb to be. We have the vocabulary here. We have a bedroom, living room, hall. We have garage. We have bathroom, roof, and going on. Let's continue with the other one. I include also the nationalities and countries because when we are talking about nationalities and countries, we are going to use the verb to be. For example, if someone asks you, where are you from? Cuando alguien te pregunta de dónde eres, tú contestas utilizando el verbo to be, porque contestas, yo soy de Honduras, por ejemplo, yo soy de Estados Unidos, yo soy de Brazil, or the other ones. That's why I include the nationalities and countries because if someone asks you where are you from, I am Hondurans or I am from Honduras. Por eso incluyo nacionalidades y países, porque si te preguntan será más fácil contestar yo soy de Honduras, yo soy de Estados Unidos, yo soy de whatever country in the world. Let's continue. I include place in the city because sometimes if someone asks you where is for example, where is the airport, you have to use the verb to be to give directions. That's why they include the place in the city because sometimes you have to use it, the verb to be with answered questions about the place in the city. A veces utilizamos el verbo to be para dar respuestas o direcciones cuando hablamos de lugares en la ciudad. Por ejemplo, si alguien te pregunta dónde está el aeropuerto, tú dices el aeropuerto está en tal lugar o exactamente das una dirección, utilizas el verbo to be. You have to learn the vocabulary in this presentation. Tiene que aprenderse el vocabulario de esta presentación, chicos. And this is an example about the place of the city. There are some exactly directions that you can give someone asks you about it. This is only an example. Go ahead. A preposition as place, I told you before, when we are talking about place of the city, we have to use the preposition of place. Why? Because if someone asks you where is the library, you can say the library is behind to the school or whatever place. If someone asks you, that's why you have to use that preposition of place, because when someone asks you about exactly directions, you can use the preposition of place to tell or to give the directions. Utilizamos preposiciones de lugar porque cuando alguien te pregunta dónde está, por ejemplo, la librería, tú le dices, bueno, la librería está detrás de la escuela, entonces utilizas una preposición de lugar. Entonces, es importante que aprendas las preposiciones de lugar cuando vas a hablar acerca de lugares de la ciudad. Y esto incluye lo que es la estructura del verbo to be. Behind es detrás, in front of, enfrente de, next to, a la par o al lado, between, entre, en medio, near es cerca, above, sobre o arriba, below, debajo, in, dentro y on, encima. You have to understand better this topic when you are using some sentences about this topic. Go ahead, let's continue. I include some adjectives too, because when we are using the verb to be, it is important to know about adjectives. As you can read in this slide, an adjective is a word that describes a noun or pronoun such as person, place, things, or ideas. An adjective can tell and there are some examples about some adjectives categories about this topic. Los adjetivos describen un pronombre o un sustantivo, por lo tanto es importante utilizar adjetivos cuando hablamos acerca de la estructura del verbo to be. Por ejemplo, si alguien te pregunta, descríbete tú mismo, entonces tú dices, I am tall, entonces siempre utilizamos la estructura del verbo to be. Por eso es importante saber vocabulario acerca de adjetivos y los demás que he mostrado hasta el momento, preposiciones del lugar, lugares de la ciudad, nacionalidades y países, objetos de la escuela. It is important to know this vocabulary because this is going to support you to understand better when someone asks you about this exactly on a specific topic. Please, you have to learn that vocabulary because it's going to support you in the classroom when we coming back to the classroom. Let's continue. And the last topic that is included in this presentation is about the possessive nouns. When we are talking about possessive nouns is when we have to say something that is belong to another ones. Cuando hablamos de sustantivos posesivos es cuando nos referimos a algo que pertenece a otra persona. Por ejemplo, nosotros decimos la casa de Juan. ¿De quién es la casa? Es de Juan. Entonces, a esto se refieren los sustantivos posesivos, que es de posesión, que pertenece a alguien. Y eso se forma utilizando el apóstrofe más la S en algunos casos y en algunos otros solo se utiliza la S. Como ustedes pueden ver en este slide, ustedes van a diferenciar cuándo utilizar solo apóstrofe y cuándo utilizar apóstrofe más S cuando nos referimos a posesión de alguien. Please, you have to pay attention to the slide because it's going to support you to understand better about a specific topic that you want to understand. Please, it is important to watch this video because in this video it's including all the structure about the verb to be and all that it's going to support you to understand better the unspecific topic. Right, go ahead. That's all. Thank you for pay attention. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to watch another video, you can go to my channel in YouTube. It's Mr. Sap. In this channel, you're gonna find some topics or some explanation about some topics that are going to be important for you. Please share my channel with your friends. Thank you. Go ahead. Goodbye.